Hiya, I'm Jeff from the 2Eskimos. I'm going to whiz through the 2Eskimos reading assessment system in 5 minutes for you. First of all, I'll explain what it is. The 2Eskimos reading assessment system is made up of 3 bits. There's a set of texts, there's an awesome app that helps you conduct a miscue in a super quick way, and there's a website that generates all the graphs and charts that you need to prove progress for individuals or groups of children. I'll start with the texts. I used to be a Year 2 teacher and I was absolutely fed up with the amount of time that we spent doing miscue analysis. I recognised that we had to do it, but it was just all the paperwork and the calculations that were associated with it that used to really get on my nerves. And the fact that a lot of the texts were quite kind of dusty and boring and old. So we contacted a few reading scheme authors and they wrote a whole set of texts for us. And we were keen that the texts would be interesting and fun, but crucially, that they'd all be tagged against loads of different criteria, and then we could use that criteria to generate a load of great reports afterwards. So you can see here, this is one of the Year 2 texts. This is the page that the child reads with a set of questions at the bottom here, and this is the teacher's page. And almost every single word, certainly every single line, you can see is colour-coded, and that's because they're all tagged against different things. So this book is tagged against a difficulty level or an age group expectation of easy. It's got a reading age tag, a book band colour tag of purple if you're using group reading colour bands, and then a whole set of other objectives that are taken from the literacy strategy or the English national curriculum or phonics lists or spelling lists. And as you'll see later on, that data is really useful. Also, crucially, every single text has got a set of questions with it. All these questions are tagged against the programs of study for comprehension. So if you're looking for a particular target on inference and deduction, as you move up through the school, then you can find a specific text to assess the children against that. So basically, you just choose the text that you want to assess from here, and then you use the app. Now the app is ace. It works in a really quick way. Our specialism is building apps. We've been building apps which are used in nearly 8,000 primary schools across the UK. And these awards behind us are recognition of that. The way the app works is you just select the miscue analysis button. I'm going to start a session. I select a year group. It's worth saying at this point that we put all these children in for you. So our team here that already looks after 7,000 schools using different products from different educational publishers, puts all your children in, puts their photographs in, and even sets up your staff details as well. So I'm going to do an assessment for Amelia. Then I select the book that she's going to read. So let's just say she's doing Dinosaur Times. And then this little button pops up here. Now, as Amelia reads from Dinosaur Times, I press go. And that does 2 things. It begins recording the session so I can listen back to the audio file of that, or share it with mum and dad, or share it with the Senko, or share it with Amelia later on, which just has value in itself, never mind as a miscue aid. And then as the child makes mistakes, I just click on the kind of error that they make, and then up pops the standard miscue mistake categories. So here, let's say that they hesitated before buildings. So you can see what's happening here. This is just to replace the old strategy of scribbling down shorthand. This just kind of replaces that. Down at the bottom there's a set of questions, and you ask the questions. Remember that those questions are tagged against the comprehension programs of study that we discussed earlier on, and then you give the child an overall score using this slider here. When they finish the session, you press stop and save, and that does 2 things. It saves it onto the iPad here. If you've not got an internet connection, that's fine. You don't have to be connected to the internet to use the system. You can use it online or offline. But when it does find an internet connection, it will upload it to your own reporting website as well. A really cool thing about the 2Eskimos reading assessment system is that you also get access to a reporting website. Again, we set this all up for you. You don't have to put any class details in. You don't have to put any children's details in. There's our Manchester-based support team are here on the end of the phone or an email to help you through that process. And this basically interrogates all those sessions that you've done and then generates a load of reports. So here I can see for Erin, if I just hover over here, you can see the kinds of mistakes that she made in this last session, which is useful in itself. So straight away I can see what I need to be focusing on Erin, with Erin, but the most useful bit is on this side. So you can see the results of the last session, and over here it works out the reading rate, the duration, the comprehension rate, the accuracy rate. There's the audio file there to listen to if I wanted to listen to it. You can also generate information about reading age as well. I can just flick between different children if I wanted to look at other sessions, or I can generate reports. And just look how easy it is to generate reports. I'm just going to select the whole of year 2, and we're going to look at how the year 2 class are progressing against year group expectations. Now this will look a bit wacky because I've been doing loads of presentations recently. If I hover over a particular line, it shows me that child. But did you see how quick it was and how easy it was to generate this report? Also, I can print it out as a PDF up here, and the whole thing gets printed out really nicely. I can apply and disapply children by clicking on these buttons here. So if I wanted to compare children with English as a second language, or boys against year girls, or if I had a mixed class of year 5s and 6s, or years 2s and 3s, I could plot the progress of different cohorts of children like that. And then I can just flick between the different reports too. So this is showing me book band progress. So if I was wanting to monitor progress through the group reading book band colours, it does that as well. And it does it automatically because, do you remember I said that each of the texts was tagged against so many different things? Well, this is where those tags are working for us, because those tags now just automatically generate this kind of data, whereas in the past we had to do that ourselves. So why not get technology to help us? There's also a really cool feature that helps you print out all the sessions that a particular child has done over a particular time period. So let's just choose Amelia again. So it brings up Amelia, and it will show me all the reports that Amelia has done over a particular oh no, actually Amelia hasn't got anything to focus on, so let's try someone else. Alicia. So this is showing me that between this time period of between Easter and now, Alicia's got an accuracy rate of all the sessions that she's done of 99%, but only 26% comprehension. So straight away, I'll be asking myself, what am I going to do to improve this comprehension? How can I help Alicia to do this? What am I going to do with mum and dad? What am I going to do with her group? It also looks at all the sessions and finds the kinds of mistakes that Alicia makes as well. So again, that's great in a formative way for helping me plan for what I'm going to do next. Then I can scroll down through the individual sessions underneath and kind of look at how each session went. That can be printed off and shared with Senkos and mum and dads and key stage meetings and that kind of thing. So there you go. That's all it is. It's a really, really simple and effective system. There's the books, really great app. The app can be used on any device, an Android device or an Apple device, and there's a website. You get free support. We're already supporting 7,000 schools using our Better award-winning software. So why not give it a go? If you've got any more questions, send us an email or give us a ring. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.